Maybe that was fast enough not to get demonetized, even though we don't really get monetized anyway. There you go. Hope everybody's happy. It's episode 57, making it up as we go. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of out of it. All right, let's bring everybody in here and let's have a good time. We got Mr. Corliss. Sir, how you doing?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
There you go. Good deal. Good deal. Looking dapper as always. We did not color coordinate today. Well, you and Sean did. Yeah. But
I got a little yellow in there.
Yeah, there you go. There's Mr. Paul Hammerquist. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, doing well.
Oh, he's behind.
Wait. It's like a Japanese movie.
Awesome. It's going to be a fun one, making fun of you all night long. No, good deal. Well, let's, I guess, get into everything that's been going on. Oh, he jumped off.
Oh.
There you go. He's back. Nope, he's off. First thing we got to talk about this week is our buddy Cody, of course. Get bits at jennybits.com. A certain 3/8" bit showed up at my home this week. So I can't wait to play with that and be able to hog out some stuff. So, but if you need bits, get your Jenny bits. So, what else we got going on here? We got the Mag Air Series 1. So if you got a laser that thing fits into, hit me up and we'll hook you up with one. And then we got CNC with me with our buddy Hamilton. He's over there. We'll be talking about CNC with me here in a little bit as well. But good community over there, good people. So go check it out. So, Mr. Corliss, what have you been up to this week? Anything fun and exciting?
Yes, matter of fact. I don't know if you saw the video that our friend Dave Gatton put out, but this is made on the CNC.
Nice.
And all these pieces are separate. They're all cut out separate and then glued together. And I stole his pattern and I won, and all the joints fit nice and tight. I was really surprised. It came out just fantastic.
You shouldn't be surprised. You used the CNC.
Yeah. Why use regular tools when you can make it more difficult and have to draw everything out and put it on the CNC?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out really good.
But it came out quite well, I think.
Very cool. Yeah.
So that's what I did this week.
Very fun. So he's getting a leg up on his Christmas challenge project.
Yeah, I'm gonna put garland around it and some lights on it, and maybe an ornament in the center, and
ta-da! All done. What about you, Sean? What have you been up to?
I've been having fun with resin printing.
Ooh.
Friend of mine with the Garden Railroad here in Des Moines. One of his tenders, the little steps on the side came off when he had a derailment and he couldn't find it. And he asked if I could make one. So he grabbed one off the side. This is the original, and it's got a little plug in it. So it plugs into the side of a tender on a steam engine. And then
sweet.
This is the one that I came up with. So, I got that. Whoops.
Looks awesome.
Oh, it turned out beautiful. And then this weekend we've had our little train show at West Des Moines Library. And let me see if I can find it here. Whoop. It disappeared. There it is. This module just turned out phenomenal. He used one of the bridge modules, and it's a setup of the Madison County bridges. They even made a cool little movie about it, and that's just not too far down the road from me.
Sweet.
And I was just blown away by it. I tried to get it, but he stopped me before I went out the door with it.
Yeah, it turned out really good. That's amazing that started out just like as a plywood buck.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And for me, it's really cool to see what people are doing with the modules that I make. So
Yeah.
I have the base, but it's really cool. Let's see if I can find one more here. And then just for fun, like little man Robert, we took a plate, a Lego plate or sheet, I guess you call it, and we glued it to the top of one of the modules, and he can build his little buildings and stuff, and we can run the trains around it. And that was actually put into the layout, and there was 2 of them there. So it gets kids involved,
Yeah.
because not everyone can, like me, and can't do the buildings and stuff, so we play with Legos. No. But yeah, some of these are just phenomenal.
Jeez.
There's the other Lego. Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
A working roundhouse.
Oh.
So yeah, when we get together, we have a good time. It's a lot of fun. We had over 580 people, I believe, go through,
Wow.
and it was just for Friday and Saturday. And actually had the TV crew there. I missed that part. But yeah, it's been a good week and a lot of fun. And if you're ever in Des Moines, check out the Des Moines N-Track.
There you go.
So yeah,
Sweet.
It's been a plentiful weekend.
Yeah, so the city that I live next to, Hagerstown, it's called Hub City because we have like 5 train lines that merge into Hagerstown.
Oh, cool.
And so they've always called it Hub City. And but there's a lot of train action around here. It's pretty neat.
Now, of all people, Dave Gatton turned me on to it was a live cam for the railroad, so you can see when the trains come through. I might have to look that up. I bet you they have a live cam for Hub City.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That would be cool to see.
Yeah. Very cool. Awesome. Well, it looks like that was a good week.
Yeah. Extremely funny. Robert and I had a blast.
Hey, that's what matters right there, buddy. That's what matters. What about you, Mr. Hammerquest?
Let's see. How about this?
I almost thought you were muted because your mouth was moving and nothing was coming out.
It's so funny.
The song "I'm Turning Japanese" hit my mind for some reason.
All right, I'm just going to stick on this camera. So,
see, that's great though, because then it's not obvious.
Yeah. So, man, and I restarted as well. I don't know what's going on, but I made this cool
It's
little
all right.
looking drawer.
We'll forgive you.
And
Ooh,
my daughter
Ooh.
built this out of Legos. So I am actually printing a shelf right now. Don't ask me what kind of car it is, but
Well, that is cool looking though.
Bugatti. There,
Bugatti.
see, yeah, yeah. So
sweet.
yeah, wheels turn and everything. It's a fun one, but they're out, so I am making her a shelf right now.
Very cool. That's
It's
very
interesting how the girls like the cars because Izzy did the Corvette. But Robert wants to play with trains. I like it. I'm good.
There you go. Very sweet. Awesome, man. Well, here it's been an interesting week family wise, but I won't bore everybody with that. But I did get to print something out this week. Last week I was messing around with my little itty bitty maker coins, trying them out, seeing how that stuff would print. Well, I blew it up. so, so I made 100mm one. It's kind of like kind of a coaster at this point. But it turned out pretty cool. I made 4 of them because you might as well fill up the bed because you're going to use the same amount of wasted filament anyway. But yeah, so those are pretty sweet. I don't know what I'm going to use them for. I mean, just a coaster of some sort, but it's fun to mess around with. I think for this, I need to get the 0.2 nozzle, and I think the lettering and all that will come out pretty good with that. So that might be the next thing that we try on that. But I started working on I was going to start working on a video for this and show people how I did it, but we're going to wait until we get the nozzle first. So good times though. Besides that,
real quick, I'm curious on the bamboo. Does it use that unicorn nozzle?
Oh, like a proprietary one?
I don't know if it's proprietary or not.
Or what do you mean by unicorn?
Just a little nozzle end. Unicorn. It has a copper tube that goes through it.
Oh yeah, no, it's like it's kind of in between. I think I've never. Yeah, I had Kenneth.
There we go.
Kenneth, Ryan ran out of fucks to give and had to print a large one. Yeah, I had to give one big plug. So, yeah. I was thinking about maybe making them into like keychains or something like that. But there you go. Yeah, that's the nozzle. So
well, that's cool.
It comes out as one chunk. Pretty cool.
That is nifty.
No, what size nozzle is that?
The 4.
Oh, that's 4.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna order one of the 0.2 ones to go for detail. It'll be interesting to see if it's any difference. So, yeah, one person out of the next 5,000 Magport customers will win a set of coasters. If I could sell 5,000 of those things, I'd give coasters away with every damn one. Yeah.
And there it is without all the
chutzpah on it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what Wade said. Good job, Wade. Let's see here. Yeah, cast your eyes on my field. I shall see it's barren.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here you go. This is a unicorn.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now the bamboo one's kind of like in between.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually extremely impressed. I haven't had a clog one with these.
Is that out of the K1
Max? Yeah. So they just went to these.
I really wish they'd stop doing the proprietary stuff though. Like I wish there was some sort of a standard, because there was kind of the standard, and then now they're all doing their own thing, and man, they stopped making one of these printers. Yeah, they stopped making one. You're not going to get nozzles anymore. But I don't know, whatever. Well, let's get moving here. We'll start yammering on about all the fun stuff. Yep, Paul's going to jump off and restart himself, and we're going to laugh at him.
I've got a tally going, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're working on number 3.
I deserve it. So get in your laughs.
This is paybacks after last week. We'll be here when you get back.
If you became a ventriloquist,
Ooh.
then nobody would know.
Okay. I forgot about the tally.
I'll be back.
All right, buddy. So we'll swap ourselves around here and get that there. So we'll this week we'll start with Boothy builds, interesting guy. I ran across this one because of course, the Orange Storm Giga. It's a really short video because it's only 3 minutes long, but it's his design thoughts on what you could do to make the Orange Storm a whole lot better and probably sell a whole lot more of them. And it was essentially make it smaller and make it be able to flip up into a cart. So make it smaller in the Z, because really you're not going to be printing a foot tall, a 3 foot tall item most of the time. I mean, it takes so long to do so. But what you're seeing, like if somebody does a chair, they're going to do the sides of the chair flat and then, build the other pieces up. They're not going to build the chair standing up in most cases. But it was a pretty good little video. I agree with a lot of the stuff that he was saying on it. And I like the thought that he had about having it on a cart that could like flip up and get out of the way, because these people that are having this machine, you need a room for that machine. And it's just a monster. It's a cool monster. I wish I had one, but still a monster nonetheless.
I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun. I had an idea for stuff to do with it and everything already. But yeah. Well, anyway, so we'll
if you're listening, Ryan's looking.
Yeah, right. I tried to get those guys to sponsor last year's Christmas challenge. I couldn't. They wouldn't even return my emails. Speaking of said Christmas challenge, it's only 117 days until the start of the 2024 Christmas challenge. Holy cow! It is. The countdown has started. Welcome. 117 days. It's going to come up quick, people. Start making stuff now.
Flowing.
Yep. Start working on it. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So it was cool, interesting little video about the Orange Storm. I can't wait to see more of an in-depth video from 3D printing nerd Joel Telling on what he's done to his to make his work. I guess like the ones that are being sent out now, people are having much better luck with, but the early ones were kind of rough, and Joel had to do some heavy modifications to his to get his to run.
Apparently, he crashed it.
Really
busted the hot end off and stuff.
Very, very badly crashed it. Yeah, it would just yeet itself right into the build plate. Just, it was bad. It was rough. So, all right. Well, we'll move on here to our next one here, which is 3D Zip Guy. This guy's really talented. This is the first video that I saw of him, of his. But he makes action figures, and the joints are all put together with zip ties. Like even the foot has like multiple articulating spots in it. It was pretty awesome. I was really impressed with it. I mean, I think you could do the model up like with a multicolor filament and stuff like that, and you wouldn't have to paint anything, but it goes together really well. I don't think he talks in it. Did he talk in that one? Yeah, no, it's just all silent about him putting it all together. But really nicely detailed. And if you go to his site, so you can go to his website and download the model, and I think it's $15, something like that. For what
it is though?
Yeah, the amount of detail and stuff that goes into it and such, it's very, very well done. I mean, look at holds poses really well, and stuff. So it's pretty awesome. I think it's really well done. But I guess he did a Wolverine one too, to go with the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. But he also has a like just a a character. I guess maybe you can modify the files or something like that to make it look however you want it to look. But pretty cool. Recommend checking it out. Like just watching how the thing assembles and goes together is pretty sweet.
I'm glad I'm a kid again.
Yeah, you know, when I was a kid, I got into RC cars, and my dad said something to me that I'm like, yeah, I totally get it now. He's like, you can't afford to be a kid and have that hobby. It's like, you know, because everybody that you would see racing them, they were all like 40-year-old men at the point, and now it's like, yeah, because they got the disposable income. That, you know, kid doesn't have $150-$200 to spend on a motor to get the thing to go and bust it up. But pretty awesome. Yeah. Anyway, check out the 3D Zip Guy. You know, links as usual are in the description of the video to go and watch them and check it all out. Moving on, we'll go to Fisher's Shop next. So Fisher's Shop. So I pulled this video in here for a specific reason, because most of it is not CNC. It's not laser, nothing like that. He used to CNC on one spot, and that's that little window that you can kind of see right at the top of the peak there. And he shows at the end why he used the CNC for that, because he tried to do it by hand. So it's, you know, a circle, and then has the center of it cut out, and then he put the you know, cross section of wood in there to make the window panes. But when he was trying to cut it out with the router or whatever, it snapped, and he almost got his hand right into the router. And it's like, yeah, you should definitely be using the CNC for something like that. It got pretty dangerous. But I was thinking, like, you know, it's I think I would have cut out the sides even with the CNC. Maybe not the sides that don't have anything, but the side with the door and the peaks on it. It would have been really simple to do that all on his CNC that he has. I think he has the he has the Onefinity. He's a Onefinity guy. But yeah, I mean, I think it would have been pretty quick and easy. But I get it. He's more of a regular traditional woodworking channel, and probably his viewers don't like seeing the robot do all the work. You know,
we have a guest.
Oh, hey!
Now you can't tell. Fixed it. Love nut.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, welcome to the purge.
You want to know what's scary about this?
What was that?
This is my youngest daughter's mask.
Whew.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. Kind of
Thank
creepy.
you.
I think I like making fun of you not being able to keep piecing stuff better. No, you're all good, sir. Do whatever.
All
you
right.
want. Hey, well, you're back up and running right.
Yeah, it helps when you got things in the right spots.
Yeah, but it's not as funny.
No, definitely not.
And see, I did it all so you guys could get a good laugh.
That's all.
Thank you
That's
very
all
much.
that matters.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely CNCs have their place, and you should use them when it's appropriate. And I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that you know, it was a really good example of a piece of a project that if you have a CNC, use it. don't take crazy steps to not use the CNC and then run your hand through a router. So good times. All right. Well, moving on here then. Paul, did you have anything on the 3D zip guy? Did you get to
No.
watch that one? Okay.
No, just Deadpool's cool.
Yeah. Deadpool is cool. I haven't been able to go see the movie yet. I'd like to go see the movie. Oh, there you go. Sweet. All right. Well, moving on then. We'll go to Mr. Hamilton Dillback. CNC with me. So Hamilton started not a contest, but I guess it's kind of like a beat Bobby Flay type of thing on this one. So there's 3 different things to talk about or 3 different things for a project that he wanted to do, or I guess he assigned or whatever. One, it had to be 3/4 inch stock, material. The CNC was supposed to run it for less than 10 minutes. And it was supposed to be on a coffee table. It belongs on a coffee table. So it could be anything that you could conceivably put on a coffee table. I would put an arcade on a coffee table.
Turn the coffee table into an arcade.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to cut that in 10 minutes though. Maybe you could with the alt mill. You might be able to do because that sucker's beefy. Yeah. Anyway, with my machine, I mean, I'd be able to. I run mine so slow that I'd cut out a star, and that would be about it. It's like, all right, there we go, done. But anyway, so he had enlisted 2 of his instructors on CNC with me, Duffy's Woodcraft and Hinkle Shop Custom Design Fabrication, and to participate in this challenge with him. Anyway, Hamilton made a kind of like a valet for the coffee table. Holds like a candle and then like pens and stuff like that, and made some variations to it. That the material that he uses for that is awesome. I love that bamboo material. That is really cool stuff. It's got like it's a bamboo plywood, but like the top and bottom layers are real dark, and the middle layer has like the regular looking bamboo middle. So looks pretty sweet. But anyway, so then there's Duffy Woodcraft, and he made like a coaster stand and coasters for it. And that turned out really good. And then Hinkle Shop, they had fun. They were the wife and the husband. They were beating each other up. Well, she was beating him up. And they did like a coaster stand and stuff like that. Turned out really good. So go check out these videos, and then there's a link. If the link is in our description too, underneath these 3 videos. But you pick your favorite one and you go vote for it. You don't have to be part of CNC with me or anything like that. It's just anybody that's watching the videos. Yeah, there's the list. You just go pick which one you thought was the best one, and they win. And then I think they're also doing, Hamilton's also doing a thing with the with like other, as a general challenge, I think, for the prompt of belongs on a coffee table. So that's pretty cool. And then like for the CNC with me people, and they can do something, I think, in a later video with him or something like that. So go check them out and watch all 3. Pick your favorite one. Pretty awesome. Moving on, we got Functional Print Friday. You wouldn't 3D print a wrench. Yeah, you would. I think that I like watching Functional Print Friday. He's become one of my usual. Yeah, there you go, Paul. There's some great, like, weird knobs and all that. You couldn't get a regular wrench for it. You would have to 3D print or I guess like injection mold print mold something for it. So, so he ended up, he went through his design iterations to make this knob wrench for the side of his bandsaw, because it was really tight and you could barely twist it by normal hand. So a wrench was handy and worked out well.
What did he use? What filament?
He didn't say. I think it was just PLA. I don't think there was anything crazy.
Maybe PETG.
It might have been, but it might have just been regular, just PLA.
On mine, I just used PLA.
Yeah. It had like 6 walls in it to help with the strength and all that. And he was cranking on it pretty good, and it wasn't creaking or nothing. So
it's not very thick. That's impressive.
Yeah. And then if you see in the thumbnail here, he's got like PM 712G, whatever that means. And then like a design there. So at the end of his video, he's like, special footage. And then, so it shows him going into a closet and then lights flashing, and he comes out and it's got this design onto the printed here. So I was like, so what kind of laser did you use? And he was like, I can't talk about that right now. It's like, oh, okay. So,
that I'd like to see. If it did that coloring, it changed it to that gray. That's
it'll be interesting to see what he does for a video for the laser to be. Hopefully he talks more about that.
Yeah,
because it turned out pretty good. So good deal. Well, we got James Burton. This is cool. So I think we talked about the robot AT-AT that he made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now he's decided to make one that he rides on. Yeah. So I was like, man, this is like every Star Wars kid's dream. No, but like it was cool. He basically just is taking his small toy, the toy size one, and blowing everything up to be monstrous. And like using the same type of stuff in the legs for the movements and all that stuff. It was pretty sweet. It'll be pretty fun to watch this thing continue and grow and walk around.
I think he's got a video where he's literally here it's where he's swinging on it.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, it definitely 2 legs is definitely holding his weight. So,
but you know what? An AT-AT as an viable military vehicle. Come on. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but why would you drop those off on a planet full of Wookiees?
Well, they weren't there.
Like, just land your ships, go out, pick up the Wookiees, throw them in the trunk, jet off.
I don't need to talk about trouble with tribbles.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Interesting crossover.
No.
This guy's a heck of an engineer.
Oh yeah. He's using like 40/40 extrusion and stuff. It's pretty awesome. But then he also did use his CNC to do the feet. So it wasn't just a 3D printing project. He's using his CNC on it too. So
what's he using, like a 0.8 or 1 point nozzle on it? I mean, it's huge. It's just
it's a monstrous nozzle.
Just laying it down.
I think it was like 1.6 or something like that. It's a huge nozzle on that thing. It would have to be able to print that amount of stuff in any kind of reasonable time. So pretty awesome. I can't wait to see more. All right, moving on here. Then we got Mark Gutierrez. Made a really cool guitar. 3D printed a really cool guitar. I guess you can get the files for it. I didn't look to see how much they were, but I'm sure it's not. It's probably $10-15 or something like that, I would guess. But it's a really the design that he shows in the pictures and all that really doesn't do it justice. So he took like the width of what a guitar should be, the thickness, and divided it by 3. So it's like 14 millimeters, 14 millimeters, and 14 millimeters. So the top and the bottom have these designs in it, and then the middle is nothing. So it kind of mixes with each other, and you could put like lights in there or something.
Well, that'd be cool.
Sweet. Yeah. That's where I thought he was going with it when he started talking about the cavity in between. And then he puts some carbon fiber rods in a couple specific spots in there. But he goes through his whole design of it and building of it and things he's found as creating it, and it's pretty awesome. I think he's going to do more of it.
And confirmed $15.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, it's really got me wanting to build a guitar. Between this one and the other one from Teaching Tech that we'll bring up. I don't know why, but it was Guitar Week. But yeah, the flying V guitar? I don't know. I don't know my guitar stuff. But it's a good looking guitar.
And,
nice custom design.
They did. Was it last week? The alt mill.
Yeah.
Where they cut out a guitar.
Yeah,
Out of
aluminum. Yeah. Ridiculous. Yeah. So yeah, there's been a lot of guitar stuff recently. Here's the Teaching Tech one. He looks like an emo band, doesn't he? But he didn't design this. This is designed from somebody else that he printed. But this one's kind of more unique because even the neck is 3D printed. I think I was watching. Well, I wasn't watching it. My son was watching it in the car, and I was listening to it. But I think it's got like a piece of 2020 extrusion going through the neck or something like that, and for to help with stiffness. But he was playing it, and it was playing good. I don't know anything about guitars, but I would like to build one. I think it'd be kind of fun.
It even sounded good when he was finished with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a real unique design. I like that it doesn't just look like a Stratocaster, guitar or anything like that. It's got a real unique look to it. So
it's the sweet. Caterman MK2.
There you go.
And it's on Colts 3D. I think it was said just under $13.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, $12.82.
Oh, he's not even the one playing it. He's got somebody else playing it. That dude looks like he has been to some rock concerts over the years.
Just a couple.
Yeah. I thought it was him playing it. I was like, man, that's impressive. He can even play the guitar, but he's like me. I can't strum it for nothing. My son is learning how to play the guitar, and I was talking to his teacher the other day, and I was like, so when would be a good time to get him an electric guitar? Because RJ's been playing an acoustic. He's like, well, once he gets all the basics down, really down pat, then look at it getting him an electric guitar. But let him get the acoustic stuff first. He said, you have to understand how to play an acoustic guitar to make it sound good. Like you can tell when it's not played properly. He goes, if you're playing an electric guitar, anybody can play an electric guitar and sound good. He's like, it doesn't let him learn the acoustic better first. I was like, oh, okay, I got you. I'm right there with you. it was kind of funny because his the guy's son is actually my son's teacher, and he's like in like a heavy metal rock band that travels all over the place. Went to Mexico recently, blah blah blah. So he just had a son a couple months ago, and his name's Lennon, after John Lennon. And he was there with Grandpa, and he's wearing this like it's like a onesie, but it's overalls or something like that. And he's like, "What the hell is this crap? Why is he wearing this junk?" Well, I was like, "Man, he needs like a Megadeth T-shirt and all that." He goes, "Hell yeah, he does." And then I was like, "Well, maybe he should get a Nirvana T-shirt, the Nevermind one." And he goes, "Oh no, death to Nirvana."
Wow.
He had really strong feelings about Nirvana, and because of we kind of were talking about it. I was like, "Man, that was a crazy time," because as soon as Nirvana hit, like it changed rock music like in a day. Like there was an instant change. And he's like, "Yeah." So the guys from Kix, which is a rock band, 80s rock band, are friends with this guy, and have the one guitarist has taught my son a couple times, which is pretty cool. But they were like, they were, they released an album like in '89, and it was like, they went platinum and blah, 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 blah. Then they released another album right after Nirvana came out, and it only had done like 250,000 copies. And so they went to the record label and was like, "What's going on? Why haven't why aren't we selling? What's going on?" And the guy reaches in his desk and pulls out a Nirvana CD and goes, "Have you guys listened to these guys yet?"
Oh, no.
And evidently they were like, immediately they knew it's over. Like it's heavy metal, the glam rock or whatever it was done. And it was a pretty interesting story. So yeah. Anywho, Teaching Tech made a really cool looking guitar.
That he did.
Yeah.
All right. So who's making the Christmas tree guitar?
Oh,
See, somebody's going to have to. I mean, there is only 117 days left until the start of the 2024 Christmas challenge. So somebody better get on it, make their Christmas tree guitar.
do a violin.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Moving on, then we'll go to Maslow. Maslow is continuing their progress, I guess, of shipping out all their orders and stuff, and testing and doing all that stuff. Still, they made a really cool bike rack on the Maslow. The thing I found interesting was, Sean will probably show it here over here, where they're actually cutting stuff out at. And I found this really interesting because I think they've, in talking about the Maslow over the years here, it gets wonky as it gets to the outsides. Like it doesn't get as accurate towards the far left and far rights and all that. But if you look at this, how they've got it, that's sitting on the floor.
Wow. Yeah.
And it looks like they have the thing anchored in the concrete or something like that. Like, however, I mean, that's a 4x8 foot sheet of plywood. So they've got like a 10-foot square or something like that they are running their machine in. And what I thought was interesting as they were talking about it was, one is right there. It has a problem and it has to restart. They have to restart it or something like that. And then it had another problem. So I'm wondering if I guess they're still working the kinks out of some of the software or something.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did I just see it has a built-in Z on the plate?
Yeah.
That's slick.
Yeah, so it slides around and all that, but they've shown it before, like standing up,
Mm-hmm.
and so now they have it flat on the ground. Like we were talking about the one a couple months ago, we were talking about some old Kickstarter where they did it on a flat table with this type of method, and it seems like
Oh, wasn't that the one with the wheels?
oh, was it? I can't remember. It was some. It was like a Japanese Kickstarter or something like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember. Yeah.
No, I could see where this would be a lot more or a little more precise due to the fact that you're spreading out your anchor points.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because but I still think it's going to have that same issue, and why they have spread it out because the issues are, in that last foot and a half or something like that. So if you make the box bigger, you're being able to cut the whole 4x8 sheet of plywood with minimal deviation.
Now, see, look, when you look at my bed, you can tell I cut on it. I wonder how the floor would handle it.
I think it's sitting on. I think they have something underneath of it.
Supply.
Yeah.
That is
cool. There's a good chance for AI right there. Like you were saying, when it gets out to those far outside measure, see how far it's off, run that through AI and be like, here, when it gets to these far outsides, compensate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it could be. I'll be interested in seeing how they continue. I think that's my guess just from watching the way the video is and all that, and knowing that they've had issues with the accuracy far out. See, there's a big. I think that's like one of their frames. So I don't know why they're doing it on there instead of the floor that they had it on out there in the shop or something, but I don't know. It's interesting. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one just to check it out.
Oh yeah,
but
you've got the space. You'd have to hang your scoreboard out of the way. But
yeah, we definitely would have to hang up the scoreboard and move all the golf carts.
Hey, just use the forklift.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely have to move the forklift. Oh, the forklift. Oh, geez. I should tell you guys about that. I'll tell you guys about that at the very end. That'll be bonus footage this week. All right, moving on then. Proper printing. I love this dude. I think he's so awesome. I think his name's John. I might be wrong on that, but we were talking about him a couple months ago because he built a custom 3D printer and used it's like a griddle plate as the hot plate, or the bed, and then he made he had two gantries on it that would move that in theory can move independently and do whatever they need to do, and then he also made it so that it could print kind of like a belt printer at a 45-degree angle, which I guess he's in this video he says he never actually got working right, and so he came to the US, I think from Sweden or Switzerland. I think Sweden. I don't know where he's from. This is just me just generalizing all the Europeans.
over the pond.
Yeah. So he brought it to open source and spent the time there getting it to work. Getting it to be able to print without a heated bed because of the 120 volts that he was having to use here. You couldn't hook up the heated bed. So that was a big epic, saga of trying to get something to print on that. He ended up using 3D Goop, and that worked, and he was able to print there. And then he decided, all right, let's try to do the 45-degree thing. So then he goes on that saga about trying to get it to work there, and pretty awesome. I enjoy his videos. He's cussing up a storm during the whole thing. It's pretty awesome. And he's having a good time. People are coming over, getting autographs from him and stuff like that. And yeah, it looks like it was a good time there. And he had some good thoughts, like of trying to get it to stick, because like he even was trying in that spot there. He's trying to get it to stick to a piece of PLA, and it's like, PLA should stick to PLA. It didn't stick, but it should have. But yeah, cool stuff. Yeah, it was fun. Good video. And besides that, we got Rat Rig. So Rat Rig is a 3D. Well, they're not just a 3D printer company, but they're Jerry Brown has one. Or he hasn't finished putting it together yet, but he does have a Rat Rig, which is more than I have on a Rat Rig. But anyway, so I'm just giving Jerry a hard time. They've been around for 10 years now. So this video is kind of cool. They talk about their journey of where they started at and all that, because they're in Portugal, and how they started out doing the extrusion and stuff like that as being a supplier in Portugal for extruded products. And then they started making other products out of the extrusion and offering it that way. And then they get into 3D printing. I think the first product they made was like a camera slider. They started selling a bunch of those, and then people started asking them about 3D printer stuff. And so they ended up getting into 3D printers, and now they make these really cool high-end, kits of 3D printers. One thing that they have just released now is this guy here called the V-Chonk. I guess that was an internal name that just kind of stuck, but it's a mostly printed 3D printer. Except for the rails and screws and stuff like that. But the shell of it and everything's supposed to be all 3D printed. And it was a pretty cool little project. So that's an open source project. So you can go download the files for it and build it. But there's some cravats. One being that you need a 400 by 400 build plate printer to be able to print the pieces out, because that's how big they are. So
Print it on your orange.
Yeah, if you had an Orange Storm Giga, you could print it out. It'd be pretty awesome. But yeah, it's a pretty cool little project. It looks like they're excited to see what people do with the designs and stuff like that. So pretty fun. Good for them. Good to see them doing well.
Talking about 3D printers. Okay, I don't know if I brought it up, but my son's been actually getting into 3D printing, and he's been playing with Tinkercad.
Yeah.
So he turned around and said, "Hey, Dad, I made you something. It's a printer printing a printer."
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, I did that really up on Tinkercad. I was not expecting it. That's fun. I love that.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
Pretty good with Tinkercad, huh?
Oh, he's loving it.
Yeah. He's doing good. Better than Paul.
Oh.
There you go. All right. Well, and now for for something different video this week. I decided this old Tony. Everybody on Earth should know who this old Tony is, and if you don't, then you should educate yourself and watch his videos. They are awesome. He talks about a bunch of stuff that I have no cares about, but they're so interesting to watch and like so educational on it and entertaining. Yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, this one he's talking about springs and constant force stuff. I don't give two shits about it, but I watched the video because it's really he makes it so interesting and entertaining to watch. So yeah, if you don't watch This Old Tony, you definitely should. It's pretty funny. So that's that. Let's see here. Oh, we got lots of comments over there. So, yep. Jerry, Maslow V4. Yep. Let's see here. I think it's interesting that kinematics could be used for a 3D printer or laser. I could see doing the laser. I don't know. Well, because it slides around, I don't know if you could really do it with a printer, but it would be interesting. Let's see here. Oh yeah. There, I've got a coffee table here, mostly set up at ROG 500. Hey, so when you're done fixing that one, then you can print out the V chunk.
There you go.
That'd be awesome. Very cool.
We forgot. Dave's got a new video out.
Yes, Dave did put a new video out today. I forgot to get the that was supposed to be in here, and I forgot to load it up. So yeah, good old Jack. He's a good boy. So yeah, the NEMA Labs got a big brother.
That's a nice looking cutter too.
Yeah.
For CNC.
Yeah, it's a good machine. Yeah, there's some really great smaller machines out nowadays. It's pretty awesome. Getting into the CNC hobby at this point, it's got to be difficult to pick a machine at this point, based on what you need it to do, because there are so many good machines out there,
and they're becoming more and more affordable.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, yep. Go out there and watch Mr. Gatton's video. Make sure you give him a like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yep.
He would definitely appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, he's got a little nice mini factory going.
Yeah. Heck yeah. No. Good stuff. I told you I'd give you an update on the forklift. So last weekend I was able to get the old master cylinder out, and I went to go put in a new one that I had ordered for it. Turns out that the rod that comes out had different thread pitch than the one that was in my forklift, so I couldn't use it. So I called up the company that I bought it from, and I was like, "Hey, look, do you have one that I guess I ordered one that wasn't the right one? Do you guys stock the right one? And maybe I could exchange it or something." And they're like, "Well, this is the one that you ordered." Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying I didn't order that one. I said, "You guys also said to send you guys an email beforehand and verify it was the right one." And I did that, and nobody ever answered. So I just kind of ordered it anyway. So, but anyway, so I sent them the information on my forklift, and I immediately get a response back saying that they don't do master cylinders for electric forklifts. And I just thought that was really weird. Like, I wouldn't think that a master cylinder for an electric forklift of that vintage would be different from a gas master cylinder of that vintage. Like, that makes no sense to me whatsoever. But I guess it is.
Did they tell you who does supply master cylinders for electric forklifts?
No, they were. So yeah, I'm kind of up the creek at the moment. I gotta get back to it. We've had some family stuff happen this week that has taken all the attention of being able to work on other projects and stuff like that. But yeah, I got to get back. I got to get that thing. I got to get it back together, one way or the other. And and see what we could do about getting this thing to work. I mean, if it's just going to leak out, worst case scenario is I just keep filling it with with brake fluid.
JB Wall works pretty good on certain areas.
Well, I think it's a seal inside of the master cylinder that's bad, and it's leaking out of there.
Do they look the same where you could take it apart and switch the seal?
Well, it did look the same. I didn't see how I could get it apart though.
Oh,
so they were like, we don't usually do returns, but if you want to return it, we'll do that. So, all right. Well, I sent it back out the same day that they said that. So
that was cool of them.
Yeah. So I just wish they would have said, something on their site about we don't do electric forklifts.
Wade says print a TPU seal.
There you go.
There you go. I don't know if I can order it from McMaster. But I guess I gotta look into it. I mean, it's a 50-year-old forklift, so getting some of the parts for it, I think, are going to be kind of difficult. But if I can't stop it, I'm just going to clean it up and sell it. So, I mean, if somebody's using it just on flat ground, it'll be fine. But I got to go up and down my driveway, and if I take it down towards the shop, it's going to go through the shop. It's not going to stop. So, I definitely need to stop.
Hey, make an anchor.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, plan this right.
Just throw it in reverse. Go. So there's some problems with it. We got to get it figured out. Hopefully, maybe this week I can get some time to check her out. So, all right. Well, do we have anything else that we need to? Harry says Will Osman put out a video where he fixed the brakes on his Taylor Dunn. I'll check that out. See if that anything like that is what's Jerry saying? Electric or hydraulic? I think electric is not. Jerry. I would think they would all be hydraulic brakes. Like, why wouldn't the engine one be not hydraulic brakes? I don't know, but I guess, obviously it's hydraulic brakes because the master cylinder looked exactly the same. It just had a different thread pitch. So
it's probably the same one that's used on a 37 Plymouth.
Yeah. Well, my next thought was to go go pick up one from an old VW, a single master cylinder in there and just tried to make it work. But I guess I could have done that with the one that I ordered. But whatever. It's all good. All right. Let's see. Speaking of, all right, so I'll tell you another story about master cylinders and my non-affinity for them. So back, this is probably 15 years ago at least. It was Memorial Day weekend. And as everybody knows, I love old VWs. Love playing with them, love building them, driving them, all that good stuff. Well, I had a thought, and I was part of a website called Volksrods, where they built like hot rod Volkswagens and stuff like that. And so I was building something called the Volks Quad. And what that was is I took a super bike. I had like a Ninja from like the 80s or something like that, the frame, and I welded VW front and rear suspension to it. And so it was a giant four-wheeler, and you rode it like a motorcycle, but it was a high-end throttle and everything. And then you're supposed to I hadn't gotten the clutch worked out yet, so I just threw it into second gear and was driving it that way in my test ride. Brakes were all hooked up the same way they were on the motorcycle, all that good stuff. So I tell you, this is like a month after I met my wife. And so she's hanging out at my house, and I'm working on this thing, trying to get it ready to go down to the VW show. That was Memorial Day weekend. And it wasn't done yet, but I was just going to take it anyway. But I wanted to ride it. I was like, all right, it's time to test ride this thing. So I bumped it up and bump started it, rode it around the block, and I was like, oh, man, this is fantastic. I'm riding this wild-ass creation. You know, I'm steering it, you know, we're driving. Awesome. Notice, remember I said I didn't have a clutch, right? So I couldn't shift. So the only way to shut the thing off was to let it stall. And so coming up to my house, it was like it was a little hill. So, oh, great. You know, I'll pull up the street, let off the gas, and it'll stall. No big deal. I'll roll it back into I'll put it back in neutral, and then I'll roll it back into the yard. Well, she was filming me as I was coming by. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. You know, drive by. And so I drove just past the house and then let off the gas, and it was I start turning. Well, I'm turning to my left. Throttle. I hit it just enough to keep it running, and so it, you know, it starts going. I'm like, oh shit! I'm grabbing brakes. Master cylinder was from the motorcycle. It wasn't for. It was meant for 2 wheels, not 4. So it didn't work. So I'm like going, oh, this is bad. I throw down my feet, as it's like kicking, and it goes up over the curb over across the street. I didn't get 1 foot up in time, so my right leg did not get back pulled up in time going over the curb, and kind of gross. The torsion bar that goes across for the VW rear suspension. My ankle went up underneath there. Bad. I have a plate and 8 screws in my ankle because of that. And a chunk of my foot was missing. It was on the sidewalk. It was gross, really gross. Anyway, my wife is she has white coat syndrome, I think is what it's called. She hates the doctors, freaks her out. When my son was when she was pregnant with my son, they went to do a sonogram on her. She passed out from the sonogram. Like so immediately I'm thinking in my head, like, this is, you know, before that happened, but like she freaks out about doctors. I just got to be cool. Hey, hon, I just broke my ankle. Can you get the car so we can go to the doctor? Not looking down and seeing. And she's like, yeah. So she, and then the lady across the street goes, yeah, I think this is part of your foot. And I got it's gross. Yeah. So, and then so my girls were with my father for the weekend because I was supposed to be going to the show and all that. So, you know, they operate on my leg, put plate and screws in there and all that stuff, and you know, of course, we'd only been dating for a couple months. Nobody knew about my now wife because wasn't ready for that yet. So anyway, so she's at the hospital with me, and my dad gets there to the hospital, and after he leaves the room, he's like, so I hate to ask this, what's your name again? Because nobody knew about her, you know. But it was pretty funny. But so I got a plate and 8 screws still in my leg from that.
Yeah, I'm with Dave on this one. What happened to the video?
I still have it.
We could show that next week. As
yeah. if I can find it, well, she cuts it off right as I start turning. That was the other thing. I was like, please tell me you at least got that all on video. She goes, no, I turned it off as soon as you started turning around. I was like, oh, damn it. Yeah. I had to call up my buddy Steve, who was the the owner of Volksrods and Volksrods.com, and I was like, hey, Steve, so you'll never guess, I'm on the way to the hospital. He just starts laughing. He's like, what'd you do? Well, I kind of ran my leg over with the Volks quad. So, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, anyway, it was good times. Yeah. Yeah, enough of story time. Did everybody know that it's 117 days until the start of the 2024 Christmas challenge? It is. Yeah, there you go. Well, let's close it up then for the day, since we've gone into story time for a while. Mr. Corliss, you got anything else for us this week?
No, I couldn't top what you just told.
I tell you, I don't know why she stuck around after that. I mean, I really don't. It was crazy.
She probably knew you were accident prone.
Oh, yeah. Well, the funny part is that her job, she's an insurance defense lawyer. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So you get into an accident and somebody sues you from, she represents your insurance to keep you from getting sued or whatever.
She follows people around to see if they're really hurt.
No. She's the opposite of those people.
Okay.
Yeah. Because she works for your insurance company. Oh. Yeah. So fun times. Anyway. What about you, Sean? You got anything else for us this week?
Can't beat that one.
Well.
Cannot beat that one. But other than that, I hope everyone has a wonderful week.
Good
and
deal.
I see Brett Isaac just showed up. Hey, there's always the rerun. You can always start at the beginning and watch it again.
Yeah, 7 or 8 times.
Yes, please.
Story time is definitely worth it.
And thumbs up every time you watch it.
Yeah. We'll definitely take some thumbs ups. What about you, Paul? Anything else from you, sir?
I was gonna say my video for the fix dry, should be coming out tomorrow, but
sweet.
Yeah, that's not as exciting as losing your leg.
I at one point I kind of was hoping that I would lose my foot, because then I could be a pirate for Halloween every year. I was like, well, it was like after a break, I'm like, well, I guess I got to make the best of this situation. This is not good. Yeah, if I lose it, I'm a pirate every year. That'll be pretty cool.
Put your woodworking skills to task and made your own stuff.
Yeah.
Peg leg.
Yeah, peg like Captain Ahab. Just
so like this thing stayed in my front yard then for a couple of weeks after that, because I wasn't there. Well, I was in a cast and all that stuff. The Volks Quad no longer exists, and it was because when I'm sitting at home and I'm not doing anything, I'm just looking out the window seeing this thing sitting in my front yard. So like a week after I got out of the hospital, my wife came over to my house, and she came over to my house with me sitting in the front yard on it, trying to figure out like how I was going to fix the issues that I was having. And she goes, no. She goes, you're going to cut this effing thing up. We're never going to speak about this thing again. So I was like, yeah, I kind of do like her. All right, bye Volk Squad. So I cut it up. but it's always been in here to how to fix it. Good times. So, all right, party people. Well, thanks for tuning in this week. Definitely appreciate it. Tune in next week when I'll go into my stories about my appendix. When my appendix went like a year later. Yeah, that was a good one too. But all right, cool deal, party people. Well, have a great one. We'll see ya. Peace out, sauerkraut. I'm having problems again getting this stupid stream to end. There we go.